Who needs a license? This section can be boiled down into one sentence. No active license, no compensation. Simple, right? You must have an active license to engage in a brokerage activity. Well, what is a brokerage activity? A brokerage activity it's a three-pronged test. Is it real estate? Are you doing it for someone else? And do you expect compensation of any kind? When you engage in a brokerage activity and answer yes to those questions, you need a real estate license on active status in North Carolina. Students also struggle with who pays the compensation. And if you're on provisional status, you can only be paid by your broker in charge. So what if you're a full broker? You may only be paid by your broker in charge. Now, what about assistants? If you have an unlicensed assistant, what can they be paid to do? What can an unlicensed assistant actually do? And the answer is they can perform clerical and ministerial tasks. An unlicensed assistant may not engage in a brokerage activity. So what can they do? They can answer the phone, forward calls, they can take messages, they can schedule appointments, they can place pre-approved advertisements, they can type up agreements that have been prepared maybe with pen and paper by a broker, they can assemble marketing materials, maintain files and databases, but an unlicensed assistant cannot show property for sale. They're not allowed to discuss the price or the negotiating terms. They don't explain contracts. They don't conduct open houses without a broker on site. They don't discuss the motivation of a buyer or a seller. They never negotiate lease terms or sales terms. And if the assistant is performing an activity that requires judgment, advice, negotiation, or representation of another person in a real estate transaction, that would require a license on active status. Now, a licensed assistant whose license is inactive is treated exactly the same as an unlicensed assistant. Let me say that again, because this is going to show up. An inactive license equals no license. It's no brokerage activities. And one more important rule. If an assistant is actively licensed and performing brokerage activities, which would be fine, they must be compensated by their supervising broker in charge. They cannot simply be paid a commission directly by another broker or a client. When you see a question about assistance, ask yourself, is this task clerical or is it brokerage? If it involves showing property, explaining contracts, negotiating, giving opinions or advice, discussing price, the answer is almost always a real estate license is required. I'm Kim Stotesbury, and I'm here to help you pass that test.